Today, we are talking about a game that runs deep in the veins of my family. I've had it for many, many years. We're going to be entering a world full of races that want to kill you, conquer your lands, take your gold, and emerge victorious. Today, we're talking about Small World.
Much like Dead Cells.
Sure.
Yes. No.
Checkmate.
You just kind of listed some things that Dead Cells, some properties of Dead Cells. You also did that for Small World.
I did.
It just reminded me of that.
Okay, cool.
There's nothing about those two games that are similar at all.
Welcome, Justin.
Hey, welcome, man.
And welcome everybody else to the Free Game Podcast. How you doing?
Good, dude. My mic is reading, right? We didn't do much of a sound check.
Yeah, it's reading.
All right.
We're good, dude.
Okay.
We're good.
You're getting good at this.
We've done this multiple times today, even. This is one of those multi-recording days.
Yeah. Love those days.
Love them. When we have the ability to do that, it is so nice.
Yeah. Huge backlog.
Oh, yeah.
So fun.
So what we'll be able to do now is instead of when we normally meet up to record an episode, we'll actually be able to play games.
Make content. Pre-make content.
Yeah. It's like putting buns in the oven.
It's like letting the dough rise.
Yeah.
Before you put the buns in the oven.
So you take it one step. I'm like, that's like kneading the dough to let the dough rise before you put the buns in the oven.
Yeah.
It's the prep work. That's like going to the store and buy the flour.
Getting the flour, getting the flour, the oil.
Yep.
It's true. All of it.
Yep.
So, Small Worlds.
Small World.
You said
just
it's
one.
Deep in your family of the roots.
Yeah, basically. I got this game probably when I was like 13.
Wow.
It's an old game.
Okay.
And I really, really like this game.
It's fun, dude. I would want to play again for
sure.
Yeah,
dude. It's a super fun game. It's one of those games to me that because I got it when I was 13, like I'll just be frank. I'll be totally open and honest about this right now. It's kind of gotten old to me. But also I know that it's super, super fun. And like whenever I get have people come over to play it, they have a good time. I think that I'm yearning for the time because I don't know if I ever told you this, but Small World, you can actually play it with like up to, I think it's 6 people. I'll be right back. I got to grab the box really fast.
Grab the box. It's right over there across the room. He stretches. And he got it. Oh.
Okay, let me see this.
So
doesn't tell me on that one. That is lovely. So there's two. Sorry, I shook the foundations of this very house. So we played on the board that is for 2 people up in the right hand corner. No, I actually like this board way more. So I'll open this up and show you this one.
It's bigger.
But yeah, so this is actually 5 players. You can play with 5 players, and you have this giant expansive map.
Does it say only 8 turns?
Yeah, because with 5 players, it takes a long time. And I think that I'm just kind of dying to play with 5 players.
That'd be fun, dude.
Every time that I'm in like a group setting and I'm
like... Wait, so what's the backside of that? The same thing?
It's just with 4 players. So it's I think that it's a little bit
of a different
lands are build.
Each bigger or something?
Let me see. So this is 5. This is 4. This one has 9 turns. It might just be a little bit bigger. Like maybe this one would be split in half.
There's a rainbow.
Yeah, there's a rainbow on the 5 one too.
Oh.
So, yep, see, this one is split in half. So I was right. So yeah,
Okay.
So yeah, I want to play with 5 people, but every time that I'm in a group of like a lot of people, I'm like, hey, do you guys want to play Small World? I only end up getting one other person that wants to play it.
Someone's like, yeah, I'll play it. And everyone else is like, let's play Monopoly.
We'll go play, Call of Duty or something.
Always stealing the thunder.
Yep. And so, yeah, I've played it with 2 people a lot. And so I don't know, maybe I'm just a little bit bored of it, but I know that it's a good game.
Okay.
Right? And so, yeah, it's been in my family for a long, long time.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember when we first got it, we played it like once a week.
Okay.
Just a lot.
So, as a new player, from the point of view of an experienced player, how did I fare? Because you and I just played a game of it.
You did well. I think that you were a little bit too connected to your races.
Mm-hmm. I always am.
Yeah.
I tend to do that.
I don't know what that means.
Me neither. I just know I tend to do that.
Like you were just kind of sticking to your guns a little bit too long. Because when you do that, you just lose out on...
And also, when you switch races at the end, because I was eyeing the trolls, I was like, there's like 5 gold there. I could claim that. Yeah. And the trolls are trolls.
Yeah.
And you did that on the second to last turn. You also had a lot of land, so...
Yeah.
But, let me ask you another question.
Yeah. Okay.
Does the dealer have a little bit of an advantage?
The dealer? What do you mean?
Oh, because, you were counting how many gold I was getting.
No, I had no advantage.
So you knew
I had
how much you needed to win.
Oh, well, I mean...
I don't think that happened.
Okay, no.
I think someone might be able to do that if they really wanted to, but that would be a lot of work. Yeah. I don't know if it'd be cheating or not. It kind of would.
It's like counting cards, right? Just like knowing how many you have.
Yeah, because if you're dealing out how much gold I'm receiving, you're like, oh, okay, at this point he's 86 or whatever.
Yeah, but you could have known that with me because I was counting my own. I was going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I'm getting 9 gold.
Yeah.
And we always know how much gold we're getting.
Yeah.
The only way that the dealer would have a advantage is if they were just giving you less than.
Yes.
And that's not cool. Don't do that.
That wouldn't be cool. And that's called cheating.
Yeah, that's just not fun.
And we're not big fans of cheating.
No, not at the Free Game Podcast. We're not big fans of cheating.
Even if I am a big fan of house rules.
Yeah, but house rules are cheating that everybody's okay with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
That's how.
And if everybody's okay with it, is it cheating? You know?
No, it's not.
If everybody's super, no one is.
Exactly.
And that's a quote from your favorite Pixar movie.
The Incredibles.
Incredibles. One of my favorites as well.
Yeah. I think it's the best Pixar movie. I don't think it's my favorite Pixar movie.
Okay. Oh, really?
You know what my favorite Pixar movie is.
We don't need to get into this.
Yeah, let's
Today we're here to talk about Small World.
Small World.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, tell me a little bit more about this game.
So, it's a conquer kind of game. It's kind of like Risk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have troops and you're trying to take over as many tiles as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But the goal is not to take over as many tiles. Like once you take them all over, you win.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is to get the most points, and you get points by having pieces on land. So the board is segmented into a lot of different kinds of lands.
Almost like Settlers of Catan.
Yeah, a lot like Settlers of Catan, except for they're not hexagonal.
Mm-hmm.
They're polygonal, but random.
The type of land does matter, but you don't gain resources from the type.
Yeah. There's no cards in this game. Like you don't have resources. The only thing you have are these little tiles. Mm-hmm. So okay. So the board is split up. So there's like farmlands, there's hills, swamps, forests, mountains. I think that's pretty much it.
Water areas.
Yeah, watery areas. And then you're trying to conquer them by putting tiles of a specific race on those areas, right? And so then at the end of your turn, you count how many areas you have tiles on, and then collect an amount of gold equal to that amount, right? Then there are here I'm actually like you can tell I'm not super prepared because I need to go over there and grab something else.
Hey,
I'll be right back.
That's fine, man. We both know.
I'm back.
I have been utterly unprepared for episodes in the past.
So there are, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different races.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's a lot.
And they go like this. And we're not going to talk about every race and what they do. Unless you want to.
We can talk about a few select races.
The ones that are really good.
That showed up in our game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's Amazons, dwarves, elves, ghouls, giants, halflings, humans, orcs, ratmen, skeletons, sorcerers, tritons, trolls, and wizards.
Okay.
And so each one of those has a different ability to it. And each one of them gives you a different amount of tiles. So like certain ones like giants, Amazons, and halflings give you a base amount of 6 tiles.
Okay.
While, like, ratmen...
Tiles as in troops.
Yeah, troops, basically. Okay. Tokens, tiles, troops,
squares.
Okay. I was going for, like, an alliteration thing.
Oh, sorry.
Tokens, tiles, troops.
And teams.
Team members. And then there's, like, people like ratmen.
Ratmen. What? Tell me about those, because those didn't show up in our...
Yeah, they didn't. Ratmen give you 8 tokens to begin with. They have no race benefit. It's just their sheer number of tokens that makes them so good.
That's kind of cool.
And then you match up each of those races with a special power.
Randomly, right?
Randomly.
So, in the beginning, you, or whatever, whoever's setting it up, kind of shuffles around the races and then shuffles around the...
Each race, each of the 14 races... Was it 14?
Mm-hmm.
Each of the 14 races has, like, I don't even know what you call it, like a banner?
Yeah, that's a good
Has
word
like a
for
banner that says what it is, how many pieces it gets, and like a reminder of kind of what it does on it. And then there's a little puzzle piece kind of thing that connects to it, that completes it as like one full banner. And then that is your special power. And so you mix up all the special powers, you mix up all of the banners, and you stack them up next to each other, and then you put them, you connect to... How do you say that in like a really concise way?
You
take the top pile of the banners, take the top pile of the special powers, put them together.
Yeah.
And then that gives you one like combo. Right? So like for example, there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there are 20 special powers. And so you could have, for example, like flying trolls or pillaging tritons. You could have stout wizards, you know, and then all these... It's kind of like the thing about the game that makes it different every time.
Yeah.
Because you get a different combination of your race and special powers, which is really cool. And it makes the game super interesting, right? And so some of the... let's just talk about some of the races.
Okay.
So, for example, dwarves are special because you only get 3 tokens for them.
Wow.
3 base tokens. Oh, also, I should mention that each of these special powers also gives you a certain amount of tokens. Adds more tokens. And it depends, like, how powerful they are. It kind of, like, gives you a certain amount, right? So, like, there's one that's called, let's see here, flying, where like you can conquer any region of the map except seas and lakes. These regions do not need to be adjacent. So normally as you're conquering, you can only conquer lands that are adjacent to ones that you already control, but with flying you can go all over the place.
Okay.
So you can have like flying wizards. Wizards start with 5 tokens. Flying gives you 5 tokens. You have 10 total tokens to deploy.
10 flying wizards.
Yeah, 10 flying wizards. Exactly.
Sounds good.
So dwarves, they have 3. But each mine region your dwarves occupy is worth 1 bonus victory coin. At the end of your turn, the power is kept even. The power is kept even when the dwarves are in decline.
Okay.
So that's really cool. And I think that with the mines, so like dwarves just aren't very good in my opinion. I think they're really bad. Some of them are really complicated, like sorcerers. I'm not even going to go into that because it's really, really complicated.
Okay.
Orcs, for example, each non-empty region you conquer during your turn gives you 1 more victory coin at the end of the turn. So they're kind of like this big, you know, you go out, you conquer a bunch, and then you just put them directly into decline because they're not really useful for keeping on, you know? And then some of the cool, you know... special powers would be like Commando. You may conquer any region with 1 less race token than normal. That's really cool. Wealthy. You collect 7 bonus victory points once only at the end of your first turn.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of just like a big boom.
I had wealthy tritons. That was my first.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
You went pretty far with your wealthy tritons.
So dwarves, 3 tokens.
3.
Now, you have almost finished the Lord of the Rings trilogy audiobook.
Uh-huh.
I
It's taken
finished
me a
it.
long time.
We kind of started at the same time.
Uh-huh.
There's a part, it's probably in one of the appendices of the third book.
Okay.
Talks about how dwarves don't reproduce very much. And also talks about how dwarven women are very similar in appearance to dwarven men.
Mm-hmm.
So most people, unless they're dwarves, they don't know if it's a woman or a man. It's kind of funny.
That's awesome.
Why is that a thing? Like, I feel like dwarves are always like
Small.
low population, small in stature.
Yeah. But mighty.
Small in height.
Yeah.
Wide in stature.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Is it just,
I think that it might have started with Tolkien.
Probably.
He just decided to make dwarves a certain thing. And then D&D proliferated that.
It's true.
And then every other game.
Because, like, orcs, dwarves, elves, across a lot of fantasy things, they're similar.
Yep.
Maybe it did start with him.
Uh-huh. And I think that's why it's so cool that, like, in games like Skyrim, they took elves in a completely different direction.
Mm-hmm.
They're, like, kind of sneaky and...
Sneaky wizards.
Yeah, sneaky wizards. When, like, in the Lord of the Rings world, they're, like...
They're these graceful...
Sneaky wizards.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, they are.
But they're, like, graceful, like, you know... Like,
immortal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of, like, that's kind of what they all are, you know?
Yeah.
I think that it really did have to do with Tolkien. He really started all of that.
But also in fairy tales, maybe like just archetypally, is that a word?
Yeah, like
archetypically.
You need somebody to be like the graceful, you know, wispy.
And you need the bold and brash.
Yeah.
Squidward.
Bold and brash, more like belongs in the trash.
So tell me about, I'm going to bowl through that. Tell me about your favorite races.
So I actually have a question for you.
Okay.
If you could be any one of these races, which would you be?
Probably.
Here, I'll actually go first.
Okay, go ahead.
I gotta think.
Wait, do you mean
like be them yourself?
Okay.
Like not play them, be them.
Okay, that's a different question.
I'd probably be halfling.
I'm gonna grab the other one so I can also use it. Well, just hand it over.
So halfling is my answer.
Ooh, ratmen though, sorcerers, wizards. I for some reason, I'm gonna think out loud here for a minute. Tritons, I immediately wanted them.
Yeah.
Just because
They're
I think that, that kind of stuff is cool to me for some reason.
Yeah. Like Namor.
Yeah. I don't know why. Because it's not like the mermaid. It's just like, I don't know what it is.
Did you play Ocarina of Time as a kid?
No.
Or any of the Zeldas?
Twilight Princess.
So when I was a kid, me and my brother always, whenever we would swim in the pool, we would always pretend to be Zoras. Okay. And that was so fun. And ever since then, I've always had like a affinity toward like water people.
You know the game Polytopia?
Polytopia. Yeah.
This is actually similar to Polytopia.
This is really similar to Polytopia. You've played Polytopia?
Yeah, dude.
We need to play together.
Yeah.
Because I was in Disneyland.
Uh-huh.
And my brother and I were waiting in lines and we were like, what do we do? My brother was like, let's play Polytopia together.
Perfect for Disneyland.
It's perfect.
Wow, that's great.
So I was talking to my buddy. Games in like one line, you know?
Yeah.
Depending on the line.
That's fun, dude.
So fun.
Mal and I used to play that. I think when we first got married, and we spent a little bit of money on the game.
Oh, dude, we got to talk about Polytopia.
To get the decks.
So we should not.
Yeah, we shouldn't. But I will say this. Madeline's cousin's husband, he's this cool guy. Uh-huh. He also has a podcast. We were talking the other day, and I asked him, I was like, what kind of games would you want to like talk about? Because I kind of asked that to people. He said Polytopia.
Let's have him on, dude.
Yeah, we could.
Oh, all right. Awesome.
Yeah, anyway, for some reason I like, I'm trying to remember what it was that kind of started me in this, but like the aesthetic of like the deep sea diver, like steampunk kind of.
Oh, yeah.
With like the helmet.
It probably started with the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
It might. We
were just touching all of our bases.
Yeah, today. We are. Anyway, I don't know that I would want to be Tritons in
so
real
you just
life.
spent all that time talking about
they're for some reason they're attractive to me. Just the aesthetic.
That's weird.
Like the whole it's not weird. You try to make it weird.
Yeah, I did.
And I'm not gonna let you.
All right, sorry.
But
my bad.
Honestly, I mean, how can you beat being a wizard though, dude? Like Gandalf.
Yeah. Gandalf.
Where's it? Because what are the
wizards?
No, I know what they are, but the sorcerers. Oh,
sorcerers
that's a whole
are kind
paragraph.
of like,
I'm not gonna jog through that real quick.
So the sorcerer, I guess, like the difference between a wizard and a sorcerer is like sorcerers are like dark magic. Wizards are kind of like Gandalf.
A little more. Yeah, I like the idea of being a wizard for sure.
Yeah,
that's probably what I would pick.
Cool.
Yeah.
I chose halfling just because I lead a simple life, and I don't want it to be any more complicated, you know? And if I was a halfling, I could still have a wife, I could still play games.
Here's the thing, though.
I could still have a podcast with you, and I'd be able to eat, like,
Are they allowed to have podcasts?
Halflings?
Yeah.
Pretty sure. What, just
maybe
short
today.
people?
Yeah, I don't know.
We live in a very accepting culture.
They're kind of Amishy.
I mean, are any one of these not Amishy?
Wizards.
Wizards, like a tech wizard?
I just picked the one that I want.
That you chose.
So here's the thing about a wizard, though. If you have a really long life, then in general, it's, even if you're really busy for different periods of time, it's still pretty simple life overall because you're spending so much time just studying and learning, walking around, stroking your beard.
You know what? I'm not going to change my answer.
That's okay.
Because I want to be a halfling.
I was just kind of explaining, the wizard lifestyle.
That's fine.
Just really wise, smart people. Is that what the word wizard
halflings
comes
are
from?
wise in their own way.
Maybe.
I mean, doesn't Gandalf say that? He's always surprised by them.
He's always surprised by them. I think that they're loyal and, simple.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
And I also just like the idea of living in a hole in the ground.
This is one of the first really fantastical games that we've talked about, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we have a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, we do. Maybe we should just talk about how it works.
Does the word wizard come from wise?
I don't know. Probably not.
Well, probably. Should I look it up?
Yeah, look up etymology of wizard, and I will talk about
the game we chose
how the game works. So every turn, or the first turn, you choose which race and special power combo you want. You take it, and you get a certain number. What did it come from? Wise,
wise, and ard.
What is ard?
Just a suffix.
Literally. So wow. Okay, so.
You really didn't think it'd be
that? No, because I just thought that it would be wizard comes from German and wise comes from Latin or something like that, Because there's so much of that sort of stuff in English. Yeah. Anyway, back to the game. You get a certain amount of tokens, and then you have to conquer these lands in front of you. And lands are either occupied or unoccupied. And at the beginning of the game, a lot of them are going to be occupied by, I think they're called the indigenous peoples or something like that.
The Lost Tribes is what they're called.
Is that what they're called?
Bible reference.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. So the Lost Tribes, and then there's mountains. Those are occupied by mountains. And then you take your little tokens, and each area takes 2 of your tokens to conquer. And then any occupying thing in that area adds 1 to the amount that it takes to capture it. So if there's a mountain in one of the locations, instead of taking 2 tokens, it would take 3 tokens to take it over.
And if there's a mountain plus an enemy...
Oh, it takes 4.
4. And
if there's a mountain plus an enemy and another enemy...
5?
Bet that takes 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So... Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, basically, you're going through, you're going to fill out the board with all of your dudes, and then at the end of your turn, you're going to count how many spaces you have occupied and collect that many coins, right? Then your opponent's going to do the same thing, and then after a while, you're going to kind of feel like you're stretched thin. As Bilbo said, butter on too much bread.
Yeah.
Like, you just...
Might have been Frodo.
No, that Bilbo says
really?
That. Yeah. Okay. But basically, I forgot to mention this. At the end of your turn, you then... Every location that you've conquered has to have one token in it in order for it to, like, stay yours. So you pick up all the ones that are on top of that, all the excess ones, and then you can redeploy them. So you can, like, kind of, like, build walls of defenses. You just put them, like, on the locations that you have conquered, and you can kind of, like, stack them up, right? Mm-hmm. Because then it'll take your opponents more tokens to take over your spaces, right? You can spread them out evenly. You can stack them all on one. You know, you just have to redeploy them. And to... on your final conquering, you can roll this die, right? Yeah. And on 3 sides of the die, it's blank. Okay. And on the other 3 sides, it has a 1, a 2, and a 3. Uh-huh. Right? And so, let's say that I had 1 token and you had 1 dude in yours. Sorry,
Valjean is right by the crack of the doorway, just squeaking his toy at us. Yep. Wanting to play.
We just, we had to mention him at least once.
We do. You know? Because we're at my apartment today and Valjean is as well.
I mean, when are we not? Yeah. Yeah. So, there he is. He's like, yep, we're here. Yep. We're at this apartment. So let's say that I have 1 token in my hand and you have 1 token that I want to conquer that area. Okay. Right?
And it's your last?
And it's my last, like I've put all my other tokens out and I have 1 token. I can then say, I want to conquer this land. And then roll the die. And if I roll a 2 or greater, I get to take it with my 1 guy. So it's like the die substitutes tokens. Yeah. Right? It's kind of like Risk, where like 1 guy can take over an entire army. Uh-huh. But I think that it's a little bit more strategic than Risk.
It's and it's also because Risk is just a 6-sided 1 to 6 die, right? Yeah. Or maybe there's 2 of them. I don't remember. I think there's 2 of them. Each player rolls dice. But here it's like your chances of landing on 1, 2, or 3 are slim.
Yeah, slim to none. Yeah. And then after a while, like I was saying before, you're going to kind of feel a little bit like, once it's your turn again, you can pick up all the excess pieces that you have. So you still keep 1 on all of your locations that you have, but you pick up your excess pieces and then you can go again. You can keep conquering, right? Mm-hmm. But after a while, you're going to be picking up like 2 tokens. Yeah. And it just feels like you're kind of running out of steam. You can go into decline. So all of your pieces, except for 1 in each of the locations that you have, right, that you've conquered, go into the tray where all the other tokens are. Yes. And then the tokens that you have out get turned over. And any abilities that they have don't work anymore. Yep. The only thing they're good for at this point is you still count them towards your gold count at the end of each turn. Yes. And so then on your next turn, you can get another race and special ability combo. And this is where the strategy of the game really comes in. Yeah. Because where you put your pieces, there's not that much, like there's some strategy to it, but it's pretty low stakes in my opinion.
And here's one thing I realized that kind of explains why that is. Mm-hmm. Because, for example, in Risk, you're only ever expanding from land that you control. But in this game, whenever you pick up a new race, you come in from any border land. Yeah. So, like, I could technically spread out from one corner and have a wall of all my extra troops on the outside so that you can't break in. But all you need to do is go to decline, pick up a new race, and you can come in from behind and sweep through it.
Yep. And also, I think that with this game, you do not want to be at that state of entropy. Like, you don't want to be like, oh, I'm just going little bits at a time. You want big amounts of tokens every turn, right? And the way that you do that, I've learned, is like really quickly going into decline, like faster than you think, because you're just going to get this huge swell of tokens that you can
every other turn.
Go through. Yeah,
almost.
Yeah, basically. Like in this game, it's a 10-turn game, and I went into decline 3 times. You went into decline once.
Yes.
I won.
Yes.
By reasonable margins, and it's also because
30.
Like, there's going to be really, really good combinations of cards that come up, and there's going to be bad combinations of cards that come up. And so something that I need to mention is that going into decline takes up your entire turn.
Yeah.
So you can't just...
You can't gain land and then go into decline and immediately pick it up next time.
No, it's like you did your turn, you pass to your opponent, then it's your turn, you go into decline, you pass to your opponent, then it's your turn, and you can finally get your race. So it takes... It really... It's what's the word? It's a setback, but when you get that new combination, you have so many troops that you can deploy, and if you did your thing right with your other troops, that's another thing, is that you want to have as much land covered with your troops in decline as possible. And so if you're kind of like shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, you're not gaining coins and you're not gaining land, right? Obviously. And then when you go into decline, you're just going to keep losing and losing and losing coins every turn, right? So it's almost like you need to know when you're peaking, because it's right at that peak that you want to go into decline and then get a new thing. That's super important. And sometimes the peak, like the first race special ability combo that I got, I'll tell you. I'll go grab it right now. It was orcs. It was stout orcs. And so orcs have this ability where you get 5. So with this combination, I got 9 orcs. And every time, so for every land that I conquered that wasn't empty, I got 1 extra piece of gold at the end of my turn. And stout says that you can do all of your conquering and then go into decline that same turn. So what I did is I literally went in with my orcs, conquered 3 places, got 6 gold, and then immediately went into decline. Yeah. Because I was like, that's as much as I'm going to get out of these orcs.
You don't have to waste a turn, and you could peak there.
Yeah, exactly. I maybe could have gone one more turn, but I think that there was something that I saw that I really wanted. I think that it was the skeletons. So I went and got the skeletons. And so with each different combination, race special ability combination, there's going to be a different peak. Like, this is as good as it's going to get. Some of them, it's really long. Like, sorcerers, you can play them for a long time. Because you're constantly getting more sorcerers as the game goes on. Sorry. But like, with... The same with Amazons. You can go with Amazons for a while, because you have those 4 extra to keep going. But... like with orcs or dwarves especially, like, you're not going to be going long at all. It's almost like you play your dwarves, you get your stuff, and you get out, you know?
Just like a dwarf.
Yep.
So, do you think... Here's the 2 factors that I think, and I want to hear if you agree or not.
Okay.
Attributed most to how the game ended.
Okay.
One was I stuck with the elves way too long.
Yeah, way too long.
I peaked. I should have...
What's it called?
Went into decline.
Yep.
And then I think your Amazons, what were they called? Commando or something?
Yeah. No. My Amazons were alchemy. And that was winning me a lot. So alchemy meant that every turn that I had my Amazons out, I was getting 2 extra points every turn. That's really, really strong.
Yeah.
And Amazons... First of all, you get a lot of them. You get 6 of them, and then while you're conquering, you get 4 extra tokens.
Every turn.
Yeah, every turn. And then at the end of your turn, you have to take away 4. So it's only while you're conquering you have them. But they're so good because you get, 6 Amazons, 4 from alchemy, and then 4 more. So you get 14 Amazons that you just get to put out, and you cover so much ground.
When you went into decline, I was like, okay, he's going to take the Amazons.
Yeah. And another thing that we should mention that I wasn't going to mention because I thought that it was kind of like meh, but it's actually really important, is that there's kind of this ladder of where the race and special ability cards are. So remember, I said that they were kind of like banners. So you can think of them as like little rectangles, and they're stacked on top of each other. Not stacked on top of each other like a deck of cards. Yeah. But they're like laid out in a line. Yeah. Leading up to the pile that all of them are at.
They're stacked on top of each other one-dimensionally.
Yeah, one-dimensionally.
Or 2-dimensionally. Not 3-dimensionally.
That's for sure.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like... I don't know how to... It's kind of like you... Okay, so there's 5 of them, right? And they're all on top of each other, not stacked on top, but just on top of each other in like bricks on a building.
Column, yeah.
Well, that's on top of each other. Bricks on a building is like on top of each other.
And
a column, okay?
A row.
In a row. No, a column.
Okay.
A column. And then at the end of that column...
I think people understand what we're trying to say, and we're still going
and they're like, dude, shut up. You know? And so then at the end of that column of 5, there's the pile of all of the other extra races and the extra abilities. And whenever you take one of the race and a special abilities thing, you take it out of that column, and then you scoot all the ones above it down, and then get a new special ability and race combo added. But it's like a tier. It's like a tier, like it's like they're in tiers, okay? And so if I wanted the very bottom line of them, if I wanted the very bottom one, I could take that for free. But if I want the second one up, I have to put a point of mine, and they're like these little coins. You get these little coins, and I had to put them on the first one to take the second one.
Okay.
And then to take the third one, I have to put one on the first one and the second one. So it's like it costs points.
You have to climb the ladder using gold.
And then if somebody were to take one of the lower ones, they take all those points with them.
Yeah.
So that's something that kind of helped me later on in the game, is that there was one that wasn't very good, but I was kind of waiting for it to collect a lot of coins.
And it did.
And then at the end of the day, end of the game, I was able to take those and gain points instead of losing points. But a lot of the time, it's like, there's the list of 5. Each of you takes the best of those 2. Okay? And then they get replaced by 2 other ones.
Yeah.
And normally, one of those is going to be the better one.
Yeah.
Because the poopy ones you've left behind.
Yeah.
Right?
They're at the bottom of the ladder.
The best ones are going to cost more the longer the game goes on, right? Because the worst ones are going to go to the bottom of the barrel.
It's a really smart system.
It's super smart. And so you end up I was spending 5 every time, and that adds up.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the game, I was able to take like 4 with me, which is pretty good. So there is something to the strategy of like, especially when there's 5 people, because imagine everybody's going to be putting coins on there.
Wow.
Right? So there is a strategy of like, you know what? Trolls aren't that good, but I'm just going to take them because I'm going to get so many points. Yeah. I'm going to get so many points from it. Or, you know what? I'm going to spend the 5 to get
the big dog.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. Really cool.
Yeah.
So let me mention something about that I wrote down. I was taking just a couple notes.
Okay.
So the goal of the game is to have the most gold at the end of the game.
Correct.
I like that goal is kind of separated from the actual gameplay. Like it is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Right? It's like 1 degree of separation almost.
Correct.
Because in Risk, the gameplay is conquer land. And that's how you win. Is you have the most land conquered or all the land conquered, whatever version you're playing. In this one, it obviously matters how much land you conquer, but how much land you keep versus like it's not the most important thing.
Yeah, in this game, I mean, keeping land is important, but also being a flash in the pan can be really good.
Yeah.
Because like there are times when I want, like wealthy dwarves.
Yeah.
And I just get it's like 6 dwarves. And I'm like, I'm taking over 2 of these mines. I'm getting 7 gold, and I'm getting 4 gold from this. I'm getting 12 gold in 1 turn, and then I'm going to put them into clan next turn.
Yeah.
And I don't care that you're going to take them over immediately because I have something else. I have a long-term plan going on, but I just need this big splashy play. Pants. You know? What was that?
Oh, I just reused the little cute phrase that you used.
Oh, okay.
Because you said sometimes...
Splash in the pan, right?
Fish in the pants. Flash in the pan.
Yeah.
What is it? Splash in the pan? Or flash in the pan?
And so it's really interesting that you can just kind of like do a big splashy play. And then just move on.
Yeah. Thank you. All right.
A big...
Splash in the pants. Splash
in the pants.
Okay. So, here's one other thing I liked about Small Worlds. It's a really good mix of strategy and like luck and chance.
Yeah.
Risk is pretty heavy on the luck.
Luck and chance.
And chance, yes. But this, there's a lot more to it.
Yeah. What I like about this game...
Not a ton more to it, but enough.
Yeah. What I really like about this game is that it's not stressful. I'm not stressed out when I'm playing it. And there's, like, it has a good amount of strategy to it. It feels good. But it's one of those games to where, I don't know, there's an amount of whimsy to it. To where I'm not... And maybe this is the reason why it's a little bit boring for me.
Okay.
Is because it doesn't really tickle my brain enough. It's one of those... That's why I feel like I want 5 people. Because then everybody's talking, and there can be alliances.
Yeah.
Right?
Table politics.
Yeah, to where you start encroaching on other people's land, and they're like, whoa. You know that I made a deal with you. We have, there's a peace offering right now. But the second you take that over, I will come and get you. You know? But when it's 2 people, it's just...
It's
you took my thing, all right, I'll take your thing. Yeah. Okay, I mean, that's all you can do.
Dang, we got to get 5 people playing this.
Right, exactly.
Because I definitely want to play again.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
I'd want to play again today if we had the energy or time.
I don't have either.
I know.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I would love to, like, I'm sure that our boss would like this, and probably all of our coworkers would like this.
Yeah, they probably
So I wonder if we could just get them all together in one big gaggle and just play it.
One big bagel.
One big bagel and just play it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That'd be good.
Yeah, for real.
Do you have a biggest beef moment with this?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It's just a little simple.
Okay.
It's a little simple for my taste.
All right.
Right? But then again, remember, I've had this game for a long time. Yeah. And so I might have been 15, okay? But that's still, like, I've had this game for a long time.
That's still, like, 4
years. And so, just kidding.
More than that.
Yeah, more than that, but I won't say how much more than that. But, you know, I've had this game for a long time. And so, I don't know, it kind of, it's just a little simple for me. I have a lot of new games that I'm playing all the time. And I don't know, maybe, like, I was just thinking about Settlers of Catan, and I was thinking, like, that game is even more exciting to me, but it might be because in Settlers you kind of have to play with, like, 4 people. Yeah. And playing with 4 people is just such a different environment than playing with 2 people. It's so different, and it's one of those games that's so fun to, like, step on people's toes and see how far you can push their boundaries until they're like, all right, dude, enough is enough. Yeah. I'm taking you out. Yeah. And then you're like, somebody help me, somebody help me, somebody help me, you know? And it's just, I love that dynamic to it.
I guess it's... I get what you're saying because, like, I love chess. Yeah. But it's not necessarily an exciting game. No. It's 1v1. Yeah. Even I've played 4-player chess. My little brother was obsessed with that for a while. And it was exciting, but I also knew it was just going to be grueling. Yeah. And it is, because there's so much brain power that you need to have available.
There's a healthy balance. And I feel like this is one of those games. This game is kind of like Monopoly to me. Okay. You know, it's easy on the brain, but what I will give this over Monopoly is that it's way faster than Monopoly. Monopoly takes so long. And this didn't, I mean, this probably took us what, like total of half an hour to play?
Maybe a little more.
Maybe. So, but I mean, with 5 people, you can imagine how it would be like a grandiose thing. Yeah, I've never played it with 5 people before. The most I've ever played it with is 4.
That sounds so fun.
5 people.
For me, it doesn't seem like it's a simple game. Okay. And probably most of that is because I'm unfamiliar with all of the races and all of the bonus things.
That's true.
So, it's like it would be a whole new experience playing again.
Yeah, at this point, I totally get that, and so that's really exciting for you. But I won't let my, like, the fact that I've played this game a lot affect our review of it. Okay. I'll try and come at it like I have, you know, a new perspective on it. Yeah, objective. Okay. You know, thing. What I'll say about it, it's fun. It is a really fun game.
Yeah, I liked it.
Right. Do you have a biggest beef moment with it?
I don't know that I do yet. I don't think so. Okay. So.
All right. Cool. Well, do we want to go into reviews?
Let's go into reviews.
All right. Sound effect. Yeah.
We should leave that in there.
All right. Yeah, definitely. I'll do the soundbite and then I'll play the thing. Okay. And then we'll just go soundbite.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, here we go. The first review, I went onto Amazon for the reviews because I could not figure out how the reviews worked on Board Games Geek.
Oh, yeah. I could have helped you more with that.
Yeah, but you didn't want to.
Yeah.
And so I'll just read a couple that I've...
Is there a total score or not? Like out of 5? Or...
I can give you... Here, let me go on to Board Game Geek. I have it open on Board Game Geek, and you can guess...
Do you remember how much it was? Do you want to
guess? I have
guess?
it open right now.
Okay.
I won't guess.
Okay.
So what do you think it was given as a total...
Out of 10.
10.
With decimals, if I so desire.
With the Dewey Decimal System.
Oh, man. I'm going to go ahead and say 6.8.
7.2.
Okay. Wow. The same as Keyforge.
Yeah. Also, this game has tons of expansion passes with new races.
Wow.
And new... Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to freshen up. I need to play it again with new races, new special abilities, new worlds. They have like this underworld package where you can... Yeah. Super exciting.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, now guess its rank overall. I mean, there's no way you're going to guess that.
I mean, it's definitely lower than 2000.
Okay.
Am I correct?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just tell me.
Do you mean lower as in from 0 to 19,999 or 1999? Or do you mean...
I mean...
Anywhere from 2000 to...
Ranked lower than 2000.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can tell you that it's ranked lower than 1,000.
Well... Okay. So it's higher than 2000 or...
It's lower than 2000.
Okay.
It's lower than 1,000. The rank is 306.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, because Stratego was like 2,400.
And we gave that an 8.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, we redid it.
You were saying lower, and I was saying lower. I had a different definition of lower than you did.
So explain what your definition was, because I was so
ranked
confused.
Lower on the rank, as in not ranked higher.
Oh, so I should have said it's higher than 1,000?
Uh-huh.
I understand. Okay, I get it.
Because you were thinking numbers, I was thinking rank.
Yeah, it's higher than 500.
And we were talking about, remind me, rank. Okay.
Rank. So the rank is 306.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, wow.
That's high, dude.
That's cool.
I got a game for Christmas just a little while ago, a couple days ago, for us recording this.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And it is ranked 48 on Board Game Geek.
Yikes.
Did I tell you that?
Yeah. That's
crazy.
Exciting, dude.
Either 48 or 47. And when I looked that up, I was like, whoa, I have something big on my hands here, dude. I was so excited.
Big one. So we're going to have to do that one, and we're going to have to buy an expansion pack for this, or try one out at the local game store.
At some point, and then we'll just have an episode about it.
From the library.
Yeah, we probably could.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Oh, dude.
We have so many games to play.
I know.
Okay,
here we go. This is by Phoenix28.
Okay. Avid gamer.
He says, is a verified purchase. He's bought this game.
I know.
It was reviewed in the United States on April 15th, 2021.
21, yep.
He says, easy to learn, fun to play, even if you are losing. And the competition is fun. When my husband... she. When my husband and... Or he. I don't know. When my husband wanted to get this, I wasn't happy. I hate board games.
Oh,
but this one has both of us hooked, and he hasn't won yet, so that's saying a lot.
Oh, wow.
He's competitive. Now I'm looking to the expansions for more fun.
Wow.
And also, her subtitle for this was wanted to hate this game, but can't.
Can't.
She just can't hate it. Yeah.
That's a cool review.
Yeah, it is cool.
I could see that, too.
Yep.
She's like, this game looks dumb. Why are you getting this?
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, this is a good game.
Yep.
Out of 10?
Yep. Out of 5.
Out of 5. 4.
5.
5.
5.
Ooh.
Yep.
Perfect score, huh?
Yep, perfect score.
Okay.
Pretty good. I'm going to find one more because the other two are pretty short.
Okay, that's fine. You're still going to read them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to read the other two. I just want to read this one. Okay, this is from... I want to find one with a little bit of meat. Okay, this is good. Okay, here we go. This is by WRB.
Okay.
Werb.
Mm-hmm.
The title is Fun Game. Wish it had a little more depth.
Okay. Wyatt Regin Baxter. Go ahead.
And the what?
Regin Baxter.
Regin Baxter.
He might have left a review on Phase 10. We don't know for sure. Go ahead.
Cool. Then this is the review. So the title was Fun Game. Wish it had a little more depth. The review is Fun theme and easy to learn. I wish it just had a little more depth though.
I wonder what he wants more out of this game.
So what would you guess the rating is?
Probably a 6.
Out of
10.
This is out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2.
4.
4. Okay.
All right. Cool. Now this is Dustin Sanchez.
Okay.
Okay.
Really?
For the school project on board game designing. I used these with my students for the designing project we did. It was a great time that they liked. It was great. Like a better version of Risk with more encounterable characters with their own unique characteristics, which changed every time. Loved it.
And his review is also out of 5.
Yeah.
We're not on Board Game Geek.
No.
This guy, I mean, he liked it.
Yeah.
He's not, it's a 4, but...
It's a 5.
It's a 5.
Yeah.
Dude, these people.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Last one.
They don't have the pressure of... Well, they are putting their opinion out in public.
Yeah.
But there's no backfire.
No.
And there's no backfire for us either. We just like to act like there is.
Exactly.
Okay.
Next is a review from Upstate Foodie.
Okay.
Last one.
Mm-hmm. Terrible taste.
Game is complicated.
Great texture.
It says, game is complicated.
Okay.
Given as Christmas present.
That's the whole review.
That's the review.
Thank you for that.
Yep. What would you guess he rated it?
Game is complicated.
Given as Christmas present.
4.
Yes.
Really?
4. You got it.
I was like, I've been shooting low this whole time.
Yep, shoot high. Shoot high. You gotta shoot high, bubba.
That'd be so funny if it was a 5-star.
Oh, that'd be
That's
great.
all they had to say about it.
All right, are you ready to leave our review on Board Games Geek?
Yeah, I think so, man.
All right. Let me do that. All right. So you are signed into Board Games Geek?
Got it pulled up.
Board Game Geeks?
Out of 10 stars. We kind of shot for the stars a little with Stratego, as everybody knows.
Yeah. I think I'll like to decent 7.
I think this game is
maybe even a 6.
More dynamic than Stratego.
Yeah, it is.
But I rate it lower just because it's...
Well, we re-rated Stratego, remember?
As a...
7.
7. Oh. Okay. I was thinking 7 as well.
For this one?
But I do think it's better than Stratego.
But is it 1 whole star better than Stratego?
No.
Yeah, I don't think
not
so.
Not on BoardGameGeek.com.
So how about we just... Not on BoardGameGeek.com. Come on.
I wonder if I can put a decimal.
Come on, dude. Not on BoardGameGeek.
Oh, we can do 7 point something.
Really?
If we want.
Want to do 7.5?
4.
Fine. Take it or leave it.
Or 7.2 and say it's properly rated.
I mean, it is. I think that is properly rated.
Yeah, but...
We'll give it a little boost.
The idea of an expansion pack and
That's
playing
true.
5
That's
and
true.
4 other people. 7.4.
It's the prospect.
Do you like that?
Yeah, 7.4. I like it.
Okay. Now,
how about you start us off?
Comment. It's a small world.
After all.
I just put, it's small world after all. It's a small world. It's a small world. But boy, is it...
Not.
dense.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like an insult.
But boy, is it heavily populated.
But boy... No, it's not that. It's just dense. Okay. That's the title.
That's the title. But boy, is it dense.
Period. Okay, first sentence. You want me to go? This game can be compared to the popular board game Risk, except that this here game
doesn't have you rolling dice for every single action.
You can say that later. I want you to.
Okay.
This here game has more dynamicity. What's the word? More
dynamics.
Dynamics. Yeah, I guess that would work.
Well, dynamic what? Like dynamic gameplay.
More dynamics.
Just dynamics in general.
Has more dynamics. Is more dynamic. How about that?
Is more dynamic.
Not has. Grammar is more dynamic and has a little bit more character to it.
Ooh, I'd say a lot more character than Risk.
Yeah, but that's what a little bit means these days. You are interacting and strategically
strategizing,
selecting from.
Okay, that's fine.
Different races with different adjectival properties. Yes. Comma, making for a novel experience.
Every time.
Jeez,
did you have it?
Okay.
I'm drawing blanks right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I already know you're going to roast Risk or whatever you did, so.
Unlike.
New paragraph, or do you want the same paragraph?
No, different paragraph.
Okay.
Though it can be compared to Risk.
Changing that. Though it can be compared to Risk.
Don't expect to be rolling dice for every single action and praying to the lords of chance and chaos for victory.
And praying to
his
the
thumbs
lords
just went on overdrive
of chance and
chaos
for
victory.
Yeah, on your knees.
You actually have to think. Strategize. And choose when is the best time to bail and start anew.
When is the best time to bail and start anew? One word.
With whimsical art. Fantastical themes. And whimsical art.
Thank you. I was looking for the whimsical art style.
In a whimsical art style. This game is destined to entertain you.
Mm-hmm. Let's put destined to entertain you and a buddy.
Or four.
Or three buddies. Or four buddies.
Or two buddies.
Or two buddies total.
Yeah, then put or two buddies. Because you can play with three people.
Yeah. Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So it's just out of order?
Yeah, three buddies or four buddies or two buddies.
Okay. I didn't know you could play with three.
Yeah, it's on the other side of this board right here.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. You just... yeah.
So...
thank you.
Anything else? No.
No, I don't have anything else to say.
Thank you. We have given this game a
more thorough,
more broadband, is that the word?
Broadband.
More okay. A more thorough.
Yeah.
I'm too tired to. A more thorough review on our podcast. Free game.
Fee game.
Yeah.
That's our sister podcast, all about games that cost things.
Yeah. Games that are overpriced and games that are underpriced.
Yep, fee game.
All right. Do you want me to read it out loud and we can put our stamp of approval on it?
Sounds
great.
We
just call it?
No, let's put our stamp of approval on it and call it.
It's a small world. I need to add something here. Comma. But boy, is it dense. This game can be compared to the popular board game Risk, except that this here game is more dynamic and has a little bit more character. You are interacting and strategically selecting from different races with different adjectival properties, making for a novel experience every time. Though it can be compared to Risk, don't expect to be rolling dice for every single action and praying to the lords of chance and chaos for victory. You actually have to think, strategize, and choose when is the best time to bail and start anew. With whimsical art, fantastical themes, and whimsical art style. Should that be a whimsical art style? Okay. Oh, a whimsical art
deleted
style.
The whole thing,
yeah.
so.
This game is destined to entertain you and a buddy, or 3 buddies, or 4 buddies, or 2 buddies. Thank you. We have given, it's all one paragraph.
Yeah.
We have given this game a more thorough review on our podcast, Free Game.
Awesome.
I love
Available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Also, I've been thinking about, I don't know when we'd be able to do this, but this is something that I want to do for all the folks at home, because I have some friends of mine that are on like Android.
Oh.
And they don't have Apple Podcast, and they also don't have Spotify.
Oh.
And I was thinking that maybe for a more universal look on things, we could start uploading our podcast audio only on YouTube. Oh. So maybe that's something that we look into in the future, because then almost anybody can just look it up and listen to it. You don't have to have some sort of, podcast subscription or anything like that. So yeah, look out for that. Maybe we'll end up doing that at some point in the near future.
So, okay, we'll look into it.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, thank you all for listening. It's such a pleasure to be able to come on here and just talk about the games that we like.
We love it.
We love it, and we don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
No, sir.
We're just so grateful. Even if nobody was listening, we'd do it. But the fact that somebody is listening.
There's at least a few people out there listening.
It's so cool.
That's crazy.
And I just thank you so much. If you want to spread the word, tell other people about the podcast. We would greatly appreciate that.
That's our dream.
Just word of mouth can do so much for this sort of thing. I'll just shill right now. If you also want to leave a review, go ahead.
Yeah,
you don't
that
have
also
to.
Helps.
That would be so cool if you left a review.
Did we ever talk about?
No, the one. So okay, go.
Randomly, Holden was like, he came into work. He's like, hey, did you see the review? And I was like, no, what? He's like, someone left a 1-star review. And I was like, really? What did they say? And he was like, they didn't say a thing.
Yeah.
They just left 1 star.
1 star, and then didn't. We have no written reviews for the podcast.
Okay.
A
couple 5 stars, probably from our friends.
If you're still listening, that one guy that left the 1-star review, please come back and tell us what we're doing wrong.
Yeah. At least give us a little something.
Yeah. Even if you're just like, I don't like the way your voices sound. That's fine.
Even if it's that. I'm sorry we wasted your time if we did.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But I just want information.
Yeah, even if it's just you're annoying.
1 star isn't feedback.
Yeah, no. That gives us
just mean.
Yeah, and it just
It's so funny though.
It's hilarious. Yeah. I'm so it's just so funny. But yeah, leaving a review is like the best way that you can support the podcast at this time. So if you feel so inclined to do that, go ahead and do that. Telling other people is great. Yeah. Thank you. Mm-hmm. That's it.
There was something else I was going to say, but
you forgot.
On brand, I forgot.
Awesome. Well,
we probably won't say this at the end of every episode from here on out.
Yeah.
But it's still really new and cool to us to be able to end the episode the way that we currently do.
Yeah.
By saying,
take us out, Kibo.
Hey, free game, talking gaming day and night. This the show that you've been missing, guaranteed to get you hyped. Up, down, left, start, better charge up your controller. The show is taking over with Justin and with Holden. Hey, phase 10, Halo Reach, Magic the Gathering. Plenty games we talking, cause that's what we got a passion in. Hey, restart, run it back, let's play like we in the arcade. Homie, this is free game, let's go.